human rights abuses, mass surveillance of the Chinese people, genocide of the Uyghurs, trade exploitation, IP theft, economic coercion, funneling fentanyl via the drug cartels, international espionage, economic espionage, direct threats against our ally, the sovereign nation of Taiwan. So that's just a start there. It's certainly not a comprehensive list, but would you agree that this is a fair summary of the CCP's malign activities?
That's a pretty good top 10, and the list is a lot longer, Congresswoman.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And so it's the tip of the iceberg, as we would call it. Would you say that another issue that I think is very important to all of the people who pay us to be here, the taxpayers, that their hard-earned paychecks should certainly not be funneled to funding these activities or the CCP or the PLA, any of those organizations?
That's right. There is already a basis for halting the investment of American retirees' money and any American investment from going into Chinese military-affiliated companies. It's just not being enforced by the Treasury Department.
And I'd like to highlight one other important issue. I think we're in agreement that a hardworking farmer in Iowa should never be on the hook for funding some of the same bad actors who are literally stealing the seed corn out of his fields, which happened right in Iowa, in our backyard. Aspiring was busted just about a little over 10 years ago. So what do you make of the reporting that American taxpayer funds have been funneled to the CCP and PLA? Can you provide some of the most concerning examples beyond what you mentioned just in terms of investment?
Well, the amount of money is vast, and that is because the Chinese Communist Party, like I was talking about at the beginning, they're magicians. They created incentives through coercive measures for Wall Street index funds to add more and more Chinese companies to their indices. And a lot of investors, a lot of big fund managers in the United States don't actually look at the Chinese companies they're investing in or the companies at all that they're investing in. They just follow those big indices, like the MSCI index. Well, according to reporting, the MSCI had been resisting adding more of these Chinese companies, including ones that are affiliated with the military, to their list. And the Chinese Communist Party said, if you don't add more of our companies, we will withhold data from you and withhold licenses for you to operate. And lo and behold, suddenly the number of Chinese companies that appeared on these indices tripled, quadrupled, quintupled, and more money passively flowed from American pensioners and endowment funds at universities into these Chinese companies, which are opaque, and many of them are servicing the Chinese military.